Ohio lawmakers are sending 4 property tax reform proposals to Governor Mike DeWine. Now, the reforms are projected to save Ohioans approximately $2.4 billion, as many voters have told candidates and elected officials during our recent ground campaigns for elections that the taxes are just too high. Joining us now to talk about what could maybe change for property owners and local governments is Mahoning County Auditor Ralph Meacham. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us here at 5.
Thanks for having me here today.
Yes, let's talk about this because I think a lot of folks are concerned about the high level of the tax amounts. So what are the key points of these 4 bills? The lawmakers are sending 4 different proposals to the governor's desk.
Actually, there's 5.
5, okay.
5. And the first one is probably the easiest, called Flip the Script. And that put the onus on determining property values back on the county auditor rather than the state. The state used to come and look at the numbers and say these are too high, too low. Now it's on the state to dispute those amounts. So that puts back to the state, back to the county auditors the power. That's a good one. That's also going. The other one is House Bill 186. And 186 puts a cap on the inflation, cap at inflation on increases in the 20 mil floor. 20 mil floor is a guaranteed amount school districts get. So last time around, we had a 38% increase in residential properties in Mahoning County. The last reval we did the year before last. Had we had this bill in place there, it would have been a 3% increase instead. So that's a large amount.
Yeah.
Inside millage and 20 mil floor millage operates against total assessed value. Now it's changed. It'll be controlled by inflation. So that's a big deal. And that's where a lot of our county homeowners are going to get a break on their taxes.
And, you know, are any of these going to lower costs for people in the valley? And by how much? I think a lot of folks wonder, okay, will my property taxes go down significantly? It
depends on what school district you're in and we have 62 taxing districts in Mahoning County. So everyone's a little different. But generally speaking, if you're in a school district that you're below the 20 mil floor and about half of the school district of Mahoning County or below that floor, you'll see some reduction. And the reduction will be totally based on how many mills were awarded them with the 20 mil floor.
Do you think there's one proposal that might be stronger than some of the others or may get the governor's approval?
We're hoping the governor approves all of these because many of these were vetoed by him the last time around during the budget. These came back around and went to the House. It went to the Senate. The Senate made a few tinkering changes, but the county auditors all supported. So that's been all passed. It goes back to the governor. He has a pretty, like the flip the script was when unopposed. So some of these things I think he's kind of mandated to approve. And I think he's very sensitive to the pain inflicted by property taxes on all our people.
And you and I were talking off camera about millage and school districts, how they would be funded. Let's say they find a solution to the property tax levels with some of these. Would that affect the schools at this point? Or?
Well, the General Assembly has allocated $360 million over the next 3 or 4 years back to the schools to cushion the changes that are coming through the 20 mil floor reductions.
Right.
So that's part of it. After that, Lindsay, I'm very much support taxpayers voting for the levies. I don't like taxes being imposed on people they don't vote on. The 20 mil floor was an unvoted levy. So part of this bill too, these bills will eliminate emergency levies and capital asset levies, which were not included in the 20 mil floor calculation. So school districts continue to put out emergency levies, some going for 5 or 10 years and continuing. And they were kind of doing that because they knew they would be not counting against their 20 mil floor. So they'll still be able to have those levies. They just won't be able to have them excluded from the 20 mil floor. I think it's more transparent for those taxpayers.
And real quick, with these proposals, I know it depends on your district, would this mean savings of maybe hundreds or thousands potentially?
It depends, again, in Mahoning County, the top the highest millage is Poland, followed by Jackson, Milton. They're the highest ones, so it runs right down the lane.
Okay. All right, Ralph, thank you so much for joining us right here at 5 to talk about these proposals. We'll see what the governor decides to do.
I'm back anytime to talk more about it. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you.